more or less like a lip service that, okay, we have created a table for the young people. The young people walk in that room, they talk, and then nothing happens. And so we are seeing that instead of youth being part of governance and just being on the table, let what they say become action. So we are moving from just participation to action. Let the young people lead. Let the young people come up with the ideas and lead. If they make the mistakes, we correct them. That has been one. The other thing too has been youth unemployment, and we are all battling with it. 12.8% according to GSS release on 28th of July this year. That and the burden falls on young people between 15 and 35 years. So what can we do practically to create jobs, sustainable jobs, well-paying jobs for young people? Because you see a young person in secondary Takoradi that has graduated, have sent out 50 applications, not even a rejection note.
Sorry?
And so the disappointment is wearing on the young person. And I would be honest with you, some of them feel like I'm giving up in my own country, even though it should be the last one. But you see, if a young person wake up without anything in their stomach, they think of what to eat before they can even think of innovation. And so our thinking have never been straight. But we want the young people to innovate. We want the young people to come up with good ideas. How can an empty stomach think? And it's quite difficult. So these are maybe a few. My communication officer will
I'll bring Ibrahim into the conversation now, because what does having a voice in your country mean to you, not only personally, but also as the communications officer for the Federation?
Okay, so good morning to our listeners and good morning to you. For us at the Federation, when you talk about young people having a voice, it means that the young people taking charge on the issue that borders their life. They having the capacity to be able to initiate what they think best will fit into their life and being the instrument of the development as far as their life is concerned. What we've experienced over the years has been like what my president was saying, where oftentimes young people are only invited to participate.
True.
With the assumption that, look, we are solving their problem. Yes, we are tackling their needs. But they've never been given the real opportunity to be the architects, to design their own solution to their problems. And all over the world, there have not been any single program that has succeeded been designed for someone. Allow the people, and that's what we believe voice of the youth means, giving them the instrument to be able to design their own solution for their life.
I like that. Now, I'm posing this one to both of you. If you had a chance to change or create a rule or a law for a young person in your community or in the country, which one will it be? Or what will it be?
For me, it would be I wouldn't say a controversial one, but it's something that Ghana may have to bite the pen to come to understand. That rule would be to set up a National Youth Development Fund. Because all the agencies we have representing the youth, even including the recently created youth ministry, one thing that they have all lacked, and this is not just this government, all the government, no matter the color, has been funding. And you see, when you create a youth vehicle without funding, it's just like you buy a car, no fuel, the car will be there. And so you created a very good ministry, and there is no fuel to engine the ministry to deliver. And so I would create what I call the Youth Development Fund, and this is how we are going to do it. We have seen how the DACF was created in the 1992 Act 252. That says that 5% of all revenue goes to DAC. It's automatic. So whether the finance minister is in his generous mode or not, that fund works. And that's why DACF has outlived all government. The same thing now do to the National Youth Development Fund. At least 2% of our national revenue goes for youth development. This would ensure that agencies under the Ministry of Youth Development have some sustainable funding source to be able to develop the youth. And this would be one thing that I will not falter at all. I will make sure it works, because it is the underpinning reason why youth development in Ghana has been a lip service. Politicians use the young people how they want to get them to do what they want, because a young person is not doing anything. You saw what happens with the KFC promotion, and people are calling it reckless and what. I did not see that. I see a young person who is not necessarily angry or looking for food. You see the feeling that I'm also able to buy KFC.
Yes.
That is,
and I think that's what people don't understand. For some some
Exactly.
people, they don't get the chance or the means
Exactly,
to
they
buy it
don't.
at 30 or
Yes.
40 cedis.
So
so
now-
the pride it comes, and at least the feeling that I
Exactly.
can buy it myself
Yes.
and I can eat it myself. It's something
I
you
was
can't take away
telling
from
somebody
people.
that 15 cedi can buy chicken and kinky somewhere else.
Yes, but I won't go for that.
But
I
the
want to
feeling
get the
that,
status
yes,
of KFC.
And you see, this
yeah.
should communicate to our leaders and our country that it's not that the young people want to disgrade themselves just because of 15 cedi. They wanted to also have the feel you and I have when we are able to afford KFC on a regular. This is what the young people went there for. And if a young person is doing well, do you think they will go and fight just for 15 cedi promo? No, they will buy any amount. It is because most of our people have nothing in there. And so I will set up that law to ensure that there is constant funding for youth development.
Okay, and I'll come back to what that funding should cater for, but I'll come back to you on that. But Ibrahim, if you could institute either a law or change a law for the young people in this country, which one will it be?
I think I will still go for what funding has been the challenge, you know. And you'd see that recently, I think last year, the president launched funding for Mahama Care. What was it about? It's because the president has seen a need that, look, people get sick, they're unable to pay their bills, and they die from it. But let's pick the numbers.
Yeah.
Let's look, what is the total number we are looking at? The data shows we are not doing more than 1 million. But let's look at the numbers with the youths. It is the highest percentage of the country. So that threat to your national security far outweigh any other threat.
That's true. That's true.
And for that matter, you need to deal with it, you know, with that seriousness. So a dedicated funding is key. You could call it, a tax. Ensure that there's
Ghanaians would run away
regular,
from a tax, right?
you know, yes, you could call it a tax. You could call it anything.
We don't
you
like
wanna
to hear
call it,
tax.
You know, yeah, of course, whether we want to hear it or not, you know, they are taxing us in any way
Yeah,
every
that's
day,
true, yeah.
right? So maybe we can say, look, part of the money going to Get Fund, right? The Get Fund levy. Can we cap maybe 0.2 out of it, dedicated to a youth development fund, so that any given time there's adequate funding? Because the young people, you know what, they innovate, they have, you know, ideas, they have solutions. But look, you walk into a bank, you want to access loan to even start your business, and they're asking for collateral of, bigger than your whole family could put together.
That's true.
They're asking you for a bank statement. They're asking all sort of kinds of things, right? So our banking system itself is not designed for young people.
It's
Our
not.
structure are not designed for young people. So there's the need for us to have a funding, dedicated funding. So I will go for a funding as, you know, a law for the youth, because that is what will help deal with the youth problem.
I like that. Now, when the funding comes, and you haven't heard some of the ideas of the young people, where do you think primarily the dedication of the funding should go towards?
Thank you. I think we all know the deficit we face. One is leadership. We will need funding to be able to build leadership institutions to train the young people. AJ, if they ask you now who you think should take over Ghana, you may be thinking of the popular names. What about the young people that are doing well that nobody knows about? See, we have a country where young person who is the loudest in the room become the known one, and everybody thinks that he's cut for it, and we go for it, and later we feel like, well, this is not what we're thinking. So we need to be deliberate in building leadership, serious mentorship. That is what we need. It's not just Ghana, Africa. And so I would build, or that money should go into building more youth leadership training centers and finance youth mentorship.
Not technical training. At least with that one, when you come out, you can get jobs easily.
I will get to that because
Okay.
I'm looking at the deficits we have as a country
Okay.
and where the money will go to. The next one would be entrepreneurship. You see, we are training people in a lot of humanitarian courses and all of that. Most of our young people are unemployed today because maybe the skill they learn, you know, I'm not to say any other course is bad, but the skills they learn have no place in our contemporary life. So we are going to make sure that those young people who have skill set that can translate into entrepreneurship, we give them the needed funding. Then, to your point, CTVET or TVET. TVET would be the go-to area. This government did something that I'm happy about, but unfortunately this year it doesn't look like it will be successful at all. Last year they said they trained about 14,000 young people in TVET under the national apprenticeship. That a national apprenticeship, I think that it should become a statutory body that will run national apprenticeship program, ensuring that the young people have a skill. Apart from everything you have, AJ, you have a skill, you can sit here and present. What other skills? Maybe you know how to do hair. If today, with all due respect, 3FM is not paying you as you want, you can go and open your salon.
No.
You understand? So every young person should have at least 2 skills in their hand. If I said I'm a lawyer, lawyers should learn how to do carpentry. I'm being honest with you. They should learn how to do barbering, because that is one of the professions that produce more unemployed young people, if you care to know. So there should be that every young person, it will be mandatory. We would make sure that every young person in Ghana have 2 skills. Have your book skill, then have a technical skill.
I like that.
In
Okay.
the event the book skill, the degree, the master's in whatever is not helping you, you can always go back to that other skill. These are the few things. There are a lot in the youth ecosystem as a deficit that we face. But giving this funding, this is what I will push it. Entrepreneurship, already we have them doing a Jumaura. Let's push in more money there, train the youth in business, give them funding to start and create sustainable business. Management, especially when it comes to the leadership, let's train our young people. And TVET, let's invest in it seriously, especially using the National Apprenticeship Program.
Now, let me pose this question to both of you. Social media. Social media has largely become beyond something that influences the youth, something that is also, some perceive as slowly eroding a lot of moral standards in the young people. Reason being, beyond the things we're seeing, beyond the glorification of wealth and status that has become like a major thing on social media, also it seems to give people interesting ideas on what, like, not necessarily realistic ideas. Everyone seems to be looking for fast money, quick lifestyle. Why do I have to wait 10 years for something? I need to get it in 5 months. And that's something that I was on an event recently, and a young person got up and said, yeah, she doesn't understand why something that takes people 20 years, she has to, I mean, social media and the rest should make it faster for her. And this was her phrase: something that takes 20 years, I should be able to do it in 5 months. And that was literally her mindset. That's what she thinks. I think now you don't have to struggle the way people struggled. Absolutely. Things need to be easier. Things need to be faster. If you are still struggling like how your parents struggled or struggling to get something done the way we struggled back in the day, then there's a problem. But things shouldn't also be so quick to get done. Where are your stands, and how is the Federation working towards this?
Well, let me pick it before my communication officer comes in. You see, you've said it right. Anything that comes quick goes quick. The reality is that whether we like it or not, we are in the digital age, and it's even going to get more bigger, more connected globally. But what we have realized, and you've mentioned it, that technology, it has outpaced our human dignity, where we do things we don't even care. I can just go online and give it to AJ because I don't like AJ, or because she speaks good English. Those reasons, because data is cheap, and now mobile phone is even cheaper. So the point is that this is where I talk about we bringing back that leadership and patriotism. You see, social media shouldn't outweigh our morals, no matter what it takes. We should still teach our young people that no matter where you are, if you think nobody's watching you, you still have something to defend, which is the Ghanaian moral, which is that we are respectful, which is that we take our time, which is that, yes, we have to be patient for the good things to happen. Now, back to that, your question of especially that lady that thinks that 5 months I should be able to make it just like somebody used 20. That is true. Social media, let me not say social media, technology itself, that is what it has come to solve. What our fathers use 1 year, 10 years to get, we can use lesser than that. But the problem is that, are you able to get there and keep it like they did?
Not sure.
There's a difference between you being able to arrive at your destination and understanding what it takes to stay in there. So you can become successful today, but the next day, all the money is gone because you lack what is called the discipline and the management. And so, in as much as technology brings the good and the bad side, I think that our mind should be going towards the good side. We have seen a lot of young people that are making money from content. You know, Nigeria, you see what the young people are doing, building houses, even though people claim it's not from the content, but some of them, they are making their content and getting ambassadorial deals and making money. How can we train our young people to go into that? Because I believe, and I'm saying it here, that in the next 10 years, that content creator sector, economic development, whatever they call it, is going to be the one leading. Because all of us, it may be difficult for you to even get us to come and sit here, because I'm being frank with you, I would prefer to go on TikTok, to go live, to talk about whatever I have. And so we need to start thinking, look at the positive of technology, adopt those ones, and take it back to where the primary schools. So we start building the young person to understand that if you have access to technology does not mean that you should forget your morals. So from there, we should be trained from there. And whilst that is done, what we also need to do as a nation, with all honesty, AG, is to cap the usage of social media.
Cap it?
Yes, some countries say that if you are 16 years and below, you shouldn't have access. And they are doing that. I am not saying that 16 years shouldn't use internet. There should be a limitation. We have left that on to parents. AJ, you and I may have disappointed our children. I don't know about you. Yes, we may have disappointed them because we don't do the right thing. Me, when my child comes close to me, collect iPad.
And
Whatever
good,
they are doing, let them, because I want my peace of mind. But that is not right. So I think that if we can get a policy to say that at least 18 years or 16, these are the sites. No, it's true. Sam George mentioned it and people were against it. We should use your Ghana card to access at a website.
I think maybe before 13, yes. Before 13, there's certain websites you shouldn't get access to, or certain apps that you shouldn't get access to. But
AJ, the reason is that I think you see the thing called AI. AI is making us very lazy in thinking. Imagine a generation where a doctor with first class or distinction only use AI to learn, and you are sick. Will you go to that hospital? So there should be a limitation. Now, for at the moment, everything is open. A young person can just pick. My son will pick my phone before he realized he went to ChatGPT and was asking ChatGPT, how can a 35-year or 40-year-old man work in Canada and make dollars? Because he wanted me to go and work there. And I went through, about this guy. So every now and then, this young boy, he's 10 years old. Anytime I come, give me your phone. Then when I give, not knowing he does his homework with ChatGPT.
Wow.
Yes, I'm being honest with you.
That's insane.
Like, no, so I saw when ChatGPT,
you go through your
history. I looked, I said, I didn't do this. Then I saw that he was one that he has been doing. So, you see, if we are not serious, technology is good, but if we don't put certain measures somewhere, I think it will not help us, especially in Africa. Now that everybody thinks, and for me, the thing I am so not happy about is anybody go online, say anything about maybe you, me, because they don't like my posture, whatever it is, and we allow it to go. So it doesn't really send a good signal, and that is what we should. But for the opportunities technology has given us, I don't think we have even done 10% of that.
I like that.
We can do a lot with that if only we understand and we have policies that will help us.
Amazing. Ibrahim, your views on social media?
Yes, I think he quite said, nail it.
Yeah.
Yes, because I believe we need, as a country, would have to adopt what we call ethical use of social media. All over the world, there is no a single country that say, allow a blunt, usage of social media. Okay, because it also had national security implications. So what we need to do as a country is to look at what are the policy framework, so that if a kid, like he said, a child of 10 years, right, is going to a site, which is an adult site, there should be a check to be able to, close that, shut it down. If AJ is reading medicine, right, as soon as AJ picks his device and he want to go and research, his assignment using ChatGPT, there should be a blank.
Ish.
Right? There should be mechanism to ensure that, look, we continue to use, social media ethically. So that we don't just become redundant in terms of how we think, how do we reason. Because if we leave that blank, like he said, 10 years from now, we'll be shocked at the kind of young people we'll be generating. Because at the end of the day, when we experienced what we had last year. Was it early this year or last year, where the Fibiotic, were shut off, and for days, weeks, we had no access to internet service.
And it felt like everyone was going crazy.
Right? Everybody was going crazy because, see, all of us, our brain is now limited to the usage of what?
Social media.
Social media. Okay. So for us as a federation, what is key concern to us is the wrong usage of social media. There are a lot of positive aspects that you can use, like creation of content, right? Educational learning tools and etc. But to a young person to put camera, set camera before him or herself, and what she does is that, look, oh, okay, I know, AJ is popular. Let me go. I'm going to, haul insults, against AJ, so that AJ has got a lot of followers. Then I'll go viral and then I'll make money.
Well,
that
AJ,
is wrong.
She's liked, so she doesn't really get a lot of people from this.
And we've been seeing it happening in the political space, right? Where young people, I mean, take, the social media, all they do is insult president, insult ministers, and insult chiefs, and, dignify people in the society. That is the wrong usage of the social media. And as a federation, we are concerned, because if the future belongs to the youths, and the youth are those that are involved in this, then what is the guaranteeing, of the future that we say belongs to the youth? And for us, we would agree that, look, let's adopt a legislation that limits, put some level of limitations, okay, some checks and balances, to ensure that we don't just give them, the young people, the blank check for them to go out there and do anything that they want. That is not a way for us.
I agree. Anywho, if you're just tuning in, we're having an amazing conversation about young people, participation opportunities available, or the lack of it, and everything else inclusive, with two gentlemen from the Ghana Youth Federation. In case you don't know what the Ghana Youth Federation is, they are the official mouthpiece for young people across Ghana, unionizing the voices. And so what? Every young person is automatically a part of it. Is that how it works?
Yes.
Okay.
Except you choose not to, because that independence of association.
Okay, it's available.
But, if you have a voice now representing you and you are not part of it, then maybe you are doing yourself.
Okay, so what is the cutoff age for you young people? What is the cutoff age for young people? Is it 35?
So there's a difference between the word young and youth.
Okay.
Youth is statutory defined by the Act 939 again as a person between 15 and 35 years.
Okay.
But when we come to young, we are saying that a young person is a state of mind.
So young person is a state of heart.
Well, I didn't say that. This one was said by Osman. We are actually in the youth month.
Yes,
so every August is dedicated for youth month.
For youth and young people.
And you know what? It's believable, because the question of young and youth, it doesn't really help us. So they say that young is the state of the mind. So AJ, even if you are 70 years and you feel
I can
young,
still be young.
You can still be young.
Oh,
It's
wow.
a state of mind.
Oh, wow.
So not just being young, but if you are 70 and your conduct activities are involved within
With
the
youth,
youth,
yes.
Okay, so
then we
I'm
can
still a
consider-
youthful person.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
So you are a youth-focused person.
So looking at the
Okay.
things that
So move from
will
being
empower
a
the youth.
youthful person to a youth-focused person.
Yes, yes.
And that's why the federation represents two, you see,
Yeah.
youth groups and the youth-focused organization.
Okay.
So AJ, somebody could be 50 years, but his organization is only
Focusing on youth. So we are interested in
right,
your West.
right. Then that person becomes a part of the federation.
So you
Okay.
like this as a voice of the youth, which I am doubting whether you are still within.
Oh no, I'm still within. I'm not that old. I'm still within the youth brackets.
Awesome.
Legally, I am still legally, I'm still within the brackets.
So you are a member of the Ghana Youth Federation.
In fact, even if I go beyond the brackets, I'll still be
You will still
youth
be
focused. So in the studios with me is Sharif Gali, President of the Ghana Youth Federation, and Ibrahim Issa, Communications Officer for the Ghana Youth Federation. Now coming to what we can do to make our leaders listen to the young people in Ghana.
That is the point. What we can do to make our leaders. If an adult refuses to listen, they refuses to listen. And sometimes that is where you saw what happened a few years ago in Bangladesh, when the young people felt that, no, our leadership refused to listen, so we don't want our president. And he has to resign because the young people say no, they say no. But I don't think we need that in Ghana. Ghana, we are a bit more democratic, let me put it that way, and we still uphold our morals. So what we can do for our young people, to our leaders to listen, is first of all not to approach them with insult, not to approach them with facts that are addressed in feelings, but approach them with facts that are factual. And we should be able to propose before we oppose. A lot of the young people think that to be heard is to be able to insult every other policy that the government comes in. And it's if you want to insult everything you do. AJ, I read a book by Dale Carnegie that says that if you want to win friends, if I'm always on you insulting AJ this, AJ that, or Sheriff that, no matter how much you say that, me, I like people who criticize me. It's a lie. You don't like anything. Nobody on it, according to Dale Carnegie, like that. And so if you continue thinking that, okay, let me criticize Opariado, the Minister of Youth, Osman Ayarga, Malik, and the rest, because I think I know more than them, they will never listen to you. That is the reality. If you want people to listen to you, sometimes put away the feelings and go with facts and figures. If they don't listen, then you are sure they are not listening. I used to be like that kind of a youth leader. If you don't agree with what the rest of us agree, then forget. Whatever I said, I will give it to you. But I've come to realize that, no, it's not working. No. I need to, not to be diplomatic, but I need to rather bring solutions. But what I've seen over the years is that all the young leaders, what we do is to rather go all the time, how do you people call it? Is it hand in begging?
Cup in hand.
Cup in hand, yes. Exactly. Begging all the time or requesting all the time, demanding. But we have never for once asked, what can I also do to be able to get back what I need? You need to be able to put something on the table before the person sees value and give you back what you need. But if all the time we are insulting them, sometimes I feel like, oh, let's do, they will insult us and after 1 week, that is all. And that's what the leaders have been doing. And so I would say that for the leaders to be able to listen, if you're a young leader watching or listening to us this morning, if change your style. If your style was the hostile way can work, but it has limitation because everybody has hostility in them. That's if you reach that level, minister will get angry, everybody else will get. So go with proposals before you oppose. Go with facts, not dress in feelings. Go with honesty so that you can have a discussion. At the end of the day, if they don't listen, everybody else will see. But when we fight them, people don't even say, you people cry, you're overdoing. So let's not fight all the time. Let's not fight all the time. Let's come with figures. The other thing now leaders can also do, like Ibrahim will always say, that the youth issue, people say that we are 36.9% of the population. It's a lie. We are close to about 73 if you add those below 15 years. So that is like almost more than half of the population are young people. So if you don't listen to them and if you don't treat them well as a leader, one day when they turn around, there's a saying that a young person would burn down a village to fill the warmth when the village doesn't accept that young person. So, you know, naturally, if I come here, you don't accept. One day I just go through stone, make AJ see me. You know, and they call you AJ all the time. You know, they might go throw you stone, you would see me. That is where, when the young person feel they are not heard, then they go the other route. And I don't think we should do that. So if you listen to my speech at the National Youth Conference just in Kumasi, one thing I said, the president has been in power for 2 years. We have done the first youth month under him. He couldn't come. The second month, this one, all of us was expecting. His picture was there. We expected the president to come. He didn't come. The question is that we know what president diaries are. We know what they go through. Everybody want to have 1 hour of them, even 1 minute of the president time. But you see, third of your population, which are the youth, you haven't been able to make time for them. That is serious. So as a leader, how do you want the young people to feel? Even though they love, we have climbed a good tree, with all due respect. It's settled. Ghana is doing well. But we need our leader, the president, to sit with the young people, listen to us. We will bring our figures. He should tell us what he's doing. These are some of the things lacking. And so when the young person felt that they will never listen to us, then that is where they pass through the other route. So for us to get them to listen, like I said, come with facts, not dress in feelings. propose, not always oppose all the time. And for our leaders, make time for the young people. If not, when they feel you don't listen to them, they will burn that village so that they will feel the village warm. Because after all, the village don't care about them. Yes.
Okay. Now, Ibrahim, as well, how can we ensure that the voices, because you represent not just those in Accra or those in certain regions, but everyone, how do we ensure that the voices of young women, the disabled, minorities that we consider, the rural youth perhaps, will be heard?
Okay. So the Federation is actually made up of the minorities, so we have a dedicated, officer for persons with disability, right? Differently able, right? So the minorities are all inclusive in our, discourse and discussion. And one of the things that the Federation do is to bring all these people under one basket so that their voices can be heard. And like you said, for us to be able to get leadership to listen, there is a need for us to unite. Over the years, I said what has not helped the youth had been the segregation of voices. This group is saying this, another is saying this is saying that. So the question is, which of these voices, they're all dissenting, should government listen? And they can always, find a way
to ignore everything.
And say, look, everybody's saying different things. I don't know which one I'm doing. Then let me leave until. But now we have the Federation, which is the umbrella body. So what the Federation is seeking to ensure that every part of this country, the district federation is inaugurated and launched, so we can bring every young, people, youth group, youth focused organization into one table so that we can speak in unison and communicate in one term so that when we are talking, it is not like the Federation and Accra is saying something different and then a group in Central Region is saying something different. And for that matter, government can say, okay, since there is a divergent view.
I heard a lot of gatherings of young people, a lot of gatherings to speak on the issues. What makes this one so different?
AG, this one is different because for the first time in the history of Ghana, the same power that we have given to the government, the Minister of Youth has been lenient to the extent that he wants to listen to the young people. See, over the years, they kind of pick, like Ibrahim said, information from scattered voices or locations. This time around, the minister wants us to bring the young leaders to speak directly to power. What they are doing, what are the mindset of the young people? Where have we gotten to? Have you been supported under our Jumaura? Have you been supported under 1 million quota? Have you been supported under national apprenticeship and all of that? So this is different because for the first time in the history of Ghana, it is going to be led by the young people, not government. Every other time is government bring us, come and do huge presentation. The young people get bombarded with hefty grammatical crafted speeches and we don't even understand. This time around, it's not going to be like that. This time around, it is you who speaks to power. And we are bringing the young persons on the 19th at UPAC to ensure that the young people are the ones that are going to give the information out. If you say that you've created 100,000 jobs and the young people here saying that we don't even know, nobody, we haven't gotten anything, that tells you your real figures. And so it is speaking to power, actually respectfully, like I said, devoid of, all of those unnecessary criticism. And that is what we are going to do. So there's a huge difference between this and what has been held. If you look at what we did at the National Youth Conference, it wasn't a youthful thing. It was led by government. Government come and tell us what they do. But this forum is different. This forum is come and sit down and listen to the young people. And that is just a difference.
I like that. Now, what are some of the major issues you expect young people to table at this event, Ibrahim? The major issues you want people to, you're expecting that they will table, young people will come and table at the event.
So like he rightly said, the uniqueness of this is one that has been organized by the young people themselves, inviting government to come and sit down and listen to. So I expect the young people to table, one, the issues around employment as key. Two, the issues of funding within the youth ecosystem. And 3, the issues with social media. These are the 3 things I expect young people to table before
The leaders.
the leaders.
Yes. Okay.
For them to tell us, 1, unemployment. What have you done? What are you doing to ensure that we continue to reduce the unemployment, if we are unable to even eradicate it, which is universally not possible, so that young people can be able, and they will tell the real challenges that young people are going through as far as unemployment is concerned. Then when they have to do with social media, we expect young people to really tell what are the real problems, what is actually accounting for young people picking, cameras and recording and insulting. What is it? Is it because they are not getting job? So when they insult, they go viral and they get paid? What is it? And funding. We want young people to tell government how funding had become a problem, not just to the youths, ecosystems like the youth ministries, NYA, YEA, but for the young people themselves, because he has innovation, he wants to start up something, but there's no funding. So that government, for that matter, through its agencies, can respond. What we are asking that we're hoping to get is that honest response, devoid of partisanship, and demonstrating the genuineness to deal with the youth's problems as they confront. What we are also urging our youth is that it is not an avenue for personal, attacks, insults, castigations, okay? It is a forum, so come up with your problems and solutions. Don't just come and ranting about complaints. But when they respond to your question, if you have a solution, say, look, this is what I think should be the way forward, so that we will not just be the usual come and lament about, rhetorics or problems, and then we get up. No, but this time we are going to design our own solution to our problems and ask government to intervene in terms of its programs and policies so we can be able to deal with it.
You're saying honest conversations. Are you
Yes.
sure we will have those honest conversations? Because it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Any conversation that talks about the problems, that puts it to the people in charge, is an uncomfortable situation to have.
Well, the minister have given us his word. Like he said, we are not just there to fight. For the first time in the history of Ghana, come there and see. We are going to make sure the young leaders speak diplomatically. We are going to make sure they speak based on facts and what they are going through. And you see, it's not just about even what they are going through. What the government is doing well, that they think is well, but need maybe review. These are the things. So whether the minister and his agency has, because they all becoming, all the agencies has Malik, Usman Ayariga, Root of National Service, and the minister himself. If they come there and they want to take a partisan position, then that is their business. But the promise we've heard from them is that we are coming to listen. And so we are also bringing the young people, and just like what my brother said, not just to come and say what they are going through, but what are the solutions actually? And you see, what is happening in Kumasi with the young people may be different from what is happening in Accra.
That's true.
Unemployment in Accra alone is 31.9%. That is just Accra. It's not the same in Kumasi and the rest. And so what the youth may be going through may be totally different. And so it will be honest, for our end, it would be honest conversations. That is why you will not see me come here and be berating anybody. Hey, the president having that. No. We are talking about real issues. And so, yes, we hope it will be honest conversation. But
And
this is a
after that?
gathering of human beings.
Oh, well, that's
so
true.
anything can happen. But we can hope and promise that we will make sure we mitigate the discussions and ensure that we are speaking through to power, but not against power. Like I said, we have climbed a good tree.
Yeah.
We have seen the improvement. However, there are still a lot to be done for the youth ecosystem. And this is what we want to hear from the youth. Yeah.
But after you put in place a conversation like this and people come up with their solutions, what's next? That's always been a big conversation. We talk about it, and I've attended many forums. I know you've organized quite a number of forums, but after that, what's next?
Good. I think that the what next should always be the bigger question. What next is that we are going to put together a communique at that forum, and that communique will come up with action plans or what we are requesting from the government. Now remember, Ibrahim said we have the Ghana Youth Federation. Our work is to ensure that the youth voices are one, not the 12 million, but one voice. So we are going to make sure that everything that will be said there will be put into a document as an action point, especially all the recommendations. We are going to submit a copy to the president, submit a copy to all the development partners, submit a copy to the parliament, and possible the judiciary. Why are we doing this? It's not just to report, but to give a recommendation of the voice of the 12 million young people that this is what we want our nation to do for us. So this time is not a president decision to say that I want to do this, or my government is into. This is what the young people are saying we want it done. And what we are going to do is that from 19th of August till we get all of those things implemented, the Federation is not going to rest. And I'm sure people like you will be giving us the room to come so that you ask, what's
next?
What next? What have been done from all the recommendations? And so this is what we want to do. There may be some of the things that can be done within the youth ecosystem without necessarily going to government. We would also make sure as a federation we do that. But then we have a document that all of us can follow through and ensure that the youth development ecosystem in Ghana, we achieve higher heights. That's what we are going to do.
I like that. Okay, so who can attend on Wednesday at UPSA? Is it every young person? Can I get up and walk through and come in? Do I have to be under an association or or come with friends or be with an institution before I'm able to attend?
AJ, on Tuesday after your morning show, just walk there. Any other person listening, if you're a young person, if you believe in the 12 million young Ghanaians, if you believe in the development of the youth of Ghana, you don't have to even be youth. You can be a youth-focused person. You can be a youth worker. Come to UPSA if you believe in Ghanaian youth. If you believe that there's something, a solution you have that can change the trajectory of youth development, come there. So it's open to everybody. It's open. The hall is about 2,000 or 3,000 capacity, and we want to fill it not just with heads or representation. We want to fill it with 2,500 ideas. So bring your ideas, bring your recommendations. Whoever you are listening to us this morning, we want to see you there.
I like that. Okay, so this is a challenge out for every young person of any age, so long as you are youthful at heart,
yes,
or you are youth focused,
yes,
or you are within the the statutory 15 to 35.
Yes,
we want to hear your solutions. I think it's a very important conversation to be had because we need to profess solutions to the young people, and not everyone in Ghana can be able to make their way into UPSA on Wednesday, but we need to find after that, what else? Because and that's what I'm really excited about, that there will be solutions after a gathering of young people, that these solutions will be put to those in power, and that we can actually see some tangible fruits of young people meeting and rallying together and getting their voices heard. So that's what I'm really, really excited about. Final words from you gentlemen before I let you go.
Okay.
Ibrahim.
So my final word would be to every young person listening, watching. On the 19th gives you an opportunity for your voice to be heard. You have the opportunity to put before power that be the issues that bothers you, the proposals that you have, the solutions that you've always aiming can solve youth ecosystem problems, to bring it up. Don't sit and watch, be involved and participate. If you cannot be able to even make your way to UPSA auditorium, join us via all the social media and participate. Let your voice be heard. Be part and be active in this engagement on the 19th.
I like it a lot. And yourself, Sharif?
AJ, in 68 years of independence, we finally have our own ministry. Ministry for Youth Development and Empowerment. And I think that we have asked for this. For the past years, we've been calling for our own ministry, sitting radios and everything. Now we have it. And that same ministry that was created for us is that I want to listen to you guys. What do you have to offer? What is it that we are doing that you think that we are not doing right, that we should change? And I think that for this reason, every young person should be interested in this National Youth Forum. If you truly believe in the 12 million Ghanaians, like I keep saying, if you believe in the potential, come there with your ideas, come there with solutions. We want to listen to you. We do not know it all. We want to listen to you so that when the Federation is fighting, we are fighting with your ideas. We are fighting with what you are looking for. So that I don't sit in my own corner and then I think that this is right and I'm fighting for it. We want to fight based on what you are telling us. And so we are inviting everybody, development partners, youth ecosystem, embassies, anybody that have interest in the Ghanaian youth and our future. On the 19th, we are opening a floor for honest, somehow the discomfort discussion. So come, let's have it.
And it's free.
It's free.
But I'll come to you on one thing because it's International Youth Month. So the final question I'm going to throw to you is one, and you have 30 seconds to answer it. One thing every young person can do in their community to make this month of youth impact happen. So I'll come to you on that one right now. But a big thank you to both of you for coming through. Inviting you all to the National Youth Forum. It's the youth-led discussion. So if you're someone that cares about young, youth-focused ideas and programs, and you want to profess solutions. So this is a solution conversation, which I'm really excited about. It's on the 19th at UPSC Auditorium from 9 a.m. It's absolutely free. Just come through as a young person, let your voice be heard, and contribute to the solutions that are being discussed on Wednesday. But final words from you on how each young person listening right now can do one thing in their homes, in their communities, in their regions to help during Youth Empowerment Month.
AJ, my proposal will be the philosophy of the doc. The doc says that if everywhere else will not be peaceful but not within a special radius around the doc. What it literally means is that if anywhere else will not work, but my corner must work, so shine your corner. If it is about getting up, cleaning your community, adopting a drainage. We have all seen what flood did. Adopt a drainage, clean it, make it a responsibility. I listened to one Jack Ma who said that leadership starts where you are. Sometimes leadership, with all due respect, can even start from your washroom, of you cleaning the washroom that every family member. That is your leadership. Do it with all honesty. And I think that we'll be successful. So shine that light in that your corner, that little corner, wherever you are. Do something for your community, no matter how little it is. Be proud of it. Imagine all of us are doing that. Imagine all the lights in the corners are shining. Then Ghana will be brighter.
I like that. Ibrahim, final words from you on what we can do.
Yeah, I think he nailed it right, because my word will be to every youth, no matter wherever you find yourself, identify one problem and solve it. Because if we all identify and solve one problem each within our community, Ghana will be a better place for all of us.
I like that. And I think I'm going to stick to that today and throughout the week. Gentlemen, thank you so much for coming through. I had an amazing conversation with two gentlemen representing Ghanaian Voices. Sharif Gali, he's a president, Ghana Youth Federation, and Ibrahim Issa, who's the communications officer at the Ghana Youth Federation. Speaking on the problems and the solutions, some really great ideas have been professed on the show today. I hope the people in power are listening, and it's something that would go a long way to help young people in the future. Gentlemen, thank you so much for coming through. Truly appreciate it. I'm going to get back into more great music with Stonebwoy. Next up, it's Hero.